Good morning, students. Welcome back to our science class. So, we are in the chapter 5, Plant Reproduction. As we discussed in our previous classes about fertilization in plants, fertilization in plants is carried out by the male and female reproductive part present in the flower. And after fertilization, the ovules finally form the seeds and the ovary becomes the fruit. As the fruit matures, the petals become dried and fall off. And next I discussed about the seed structure. I think you all you all read this part of the chapter. Seed structure, actually seeds are covered by a hard protective covering called seed coat, which protects the seed, and the seed coat has a tiny pore called micropyle. Can you remember what is the use of micropyle? Yes, it allows the water to enter the embryo before active germination. What is embryo? Can you remember? Yes, embryo is the baby plant. And when you remove the seed coat, you can notice two seed leaves. Usually, two seed leaves are there. These are called cotyledons. And some seeds have only one cotyledon seed leaf. The seeds containing only one cotyledon are called what? Can you remember? Monocotyledons. And some seeds contain two cotyledons and they are called dicotyledonous. Okay? I think you all read the chapter, read it properly because exam is near at hand. And the baby plant inside the cotyledon is called the embryo. The embryo grows up to become plant. Embryo has a radicle and a plumule. What is plumule? The plumule comes out of the ground, the upper part of the embryo, and it develops into shoot system of a plant, and radicle grows under soil and develops into root system. Seeds of different plants may vary in many ways, but the basic anatomy remains the same. Today, I'll discuss on dispersal of seeds. Okay? How the seeds become dispersed. Plants can't move from one place to another because they are fixed to the ground. Actually, after a seed is formed, it has to be dispersed. Then the question is that what is dispersing? Disperse, that means the scattering of the seeds far from the parent plant. If they do not get dispersed far away, they will grow with the parent plant and use all the nutrients and space in the soil, which lead to death of many baby plants. Remember, if the baby plants grow with the parent plant, they use all the nutrients and space in the soil. For that, the baby plants can't. It leads to death of the baby plants. They can't live. So, for that, nature uses some agents which help the plant to scatter its seeds. Because of these agents, the seeds of fruits of plants is carried far away. The process by which the seeds are scattered away from the parent plant is called dispersal. Remember, this is very important point. The process by which the seeds are scattered away from the parent plant is called dispersal. Actually, there are some agents of dispersal. The agents which causes dispersal, that these are explosion, dispersal by wind, dispersal by water, dispersal by animals. Firstly, I am telling you about water dispersal. Firstly I am telling you about wind dispersal. Wind dispersal. Okay? Actually, wind disperses the seeds of many plants, trees and weeds. The seeds are usually small, flat, dry and light in wet. Fine hair help mother cotton and silk seeds to remain in the air. These seeds float in the air and after a long time drop down. Maple and dandelion seeds are dispersed by wind. I am showing you maple and dandelion. These are dandelion and maple, dispersed by wind. Okay. Nextly, can you see maple and dandelion? They are dispersed by wind. Now, I am telling you the water dispersal. Dispersal by water. Coconut and water lily have seeds that are dispersed by water. These seeds have a covering that traps air. Remember, coconut and water lily have seeds which have a covering that traps air. For what? Because air helps the seeds to float in water. The air in the seed helps it to float in water and keeps the seeds dry. This is a picture of water lily. Next, dispersal by animal. Dispersal by animals. Brightly colored fruits and berries are fleshy inside. This type of fruits are fleshy. And these fruits and berries have hard seeds. Under the fleshy covering, inside it there are hard seeds. These hard seeds are dispersed by animals. When fruits like figs, tomatoes, strawberries and orange are eaten whole along with seeds, the seeds do not get digested. The seeds do not get digested by the animals because they are coated. So, they pass out of the body as a part of waste matter. Remember, they pass out of the body of the animal which eat that particular fruit. The seed pass out of the body as a part of waste matter and thus they are dispersed. Seeds of castor, burdock and mimosa plant have hooks, spines or glue. These seeds attach themselves. Next, dispersal by animals. This is a part they as a waste matter. And there is another type it is in the second case, the seeds have hooks and spines which stick to the furry body of animals. Most of the animals have furry bodies. They have fur in their bodies. So, they stick to the furry bodies of animals and get carried away. In the third case, birds swallow the seed as a whole that remain undigested in their stomach and reach the soil in the form of droplings. For example, xanthium seeds, speargrass, tiger nail, etc. And sometimes it also happens the animals or human beings eat the fruit and throw away the seeds. That is also a form of animal dispersal. So, these are the forms of animal dispersal. Now, I am telling you about the dispersal by explosion. The seeds are inside a pod. You can see that the seeds are inside this pod. The pod bursts. This is a pea plant. These seeds are explodes. The pod bursts open and the seeds are ready for dispersal. The explosion shoots the seeds out and away from the parent plant. Peas, beans and violets use this method of dispersal. So, these all are the process of reproduction, a process of reproduction. And next, I am telling you, there is also other process of reproduction, that is from vegetative reproduction. These, as I told you before, these all are the process of the plant reproduction by seeds. Now, I am going to tell you the vegetative reproduction. What is vegetative reproduction? The vegetative parts of the plant. What are the vegetative parts of the plant? Root, stem, leaves, etc. are the vegetative parts of the plants. They can give rise to a new plant. This method of reproduction in plants is called vegetative reproduction. So, it can be natural, it can be artificial too. It can be artificial too. These plant parts, like I am showing you, reproduction through stems. The stems of many plants can develop into roots and grow into adult plants. For example, banana, potato, sugarcane, rose, etc. You can see potato plant and sugarcane plant. This is banana and rose. Stems of many plants can develop roots and grow into adult plants. These four are the example of such reproduction. Reproduction through roots. In some plants, roots appear when kept in water. These roots develop into shoots and become new plants. This happens in dahlia and sweet potato. In such case, plant roots appear when kept in water. The roots developed in shoot. Next, reproduction through leaves. You can see here Bryophyllum. Bryophyllum plant, also known as ear plant or mother of thousands, can grow many new plants from its leaves. You can see here baby plants grown from leaves. Grows here from leaves, baby plants. You can see there. Farmers make use of the different methods of vegetative reproduction to grow crops quickly and efficiently. Okay, now reproduction through spores. Moss and mushroom are example of ferns and fungi. They do not produce flowers. They produce tiny spores. You can see on a mushroom there are tiny spores. Each of these spores can grow into a new plant. These all are natural vegetative reproduction. And there are also artificial vegetative reproduction by layering, by stem cutting, grafting, etc. These farmers use such type of artificial reproduction. Okay, so you can see here it's a process, artificial reproduction by layering, stem cutting, and it is grafting. Okay, so we completed the chapter, and now next day I'll give you the question answer. So till then, bye.